welcome. I'm Warrior Nerd. Sir Pega is missing from the Inside the Holocron. He is currently in knee-deep water in Sea of Thieves. But our special guest, BadMadds, what's up? How's it going?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. It's been as a content creators, we all understand that things get a little crazy. I literally just ended my own personal stream over on YouTube because I do like single player games over on YouTube, and I was playing Resident Evil, and I kept looking at the clock, and I was having a lot of fun too. But I was like, luckily, I was in a position to end the game because it's a single player game. You just hit pause, save game, and then you're done. He is currently sailing the seas, so and he's got a big loot. I think that's the biggest loot I've personally ever seen for what he's doing. So
It looks pretty big, yeah.
it is most impressive. That's what she said. Uh, so with this, so this is technically this is inside the holocron, but it's streamer spotlight. So we're going to be focusing, and we just kind of, just giving people in the community, especially Vaders Fist, just the floor because maybe they just haven't had the opportunity to just tell people about them or get eyes on their channel. So when did you start streaming?
I started streaming. It'll be my 3-month anniversary on the 28th. So I started streaming in February, end of February. I was fortunate enough to hit affiliate in literally the least amount of days you possibly can. And yeah, I've been streaming ever since.
The cool thing, this is the craziest thing, and it's just awesome that our community can do this. Whenever I've been an affiliate for like almost 4 years now. Like I've been streaming for a long time. Um, I streamed back in the Justin TV days, which Twitch bought Justin TV and they became TV.
Mhm.
So I've been streaming for forever. And then I was going to school just like you are. And I got all my classmates to follow my Twitch channel like 4 years ago. I was like, guys, can you just follow this damn thing? I'll do whatever you want. And they all followed it. And then I managed to get the 3 average. And that's how I had to grind for affiliate. It took lots of work. And then now our community, as long as the person's like you and Heath are two good examples, you network, you become legitimate friends with the community, you can get affiliate, boom, like
Mhm.
within a matter of days. And it's a testament to how good your content is. And then plus you're doing the right thing, and then how powerful the community is. So that's amazing. So did were you like serpents saw that when you got affiliate that you were partner? Were you that newbie at Twitch, or did you kind of understand Twitch when you started?
Well, I kind of understood, like, I was still kind of new to the streamer aspect, but Twitch I understood. I Back in October I got my PC for school because with 3D animation you need a pretty hefty PC to be able to run these programs. And so I got a PC, and then that's when I got on Twitch. And I started out in the Rainbow Six Siege community. Um, I used to be addicted to that game, and I actually had to uninstall it because it got so bad. Um,
Yeah.
but I streamed that a few times in October, like 40-minute streams, and there was one person in there, and I was like, oh, hey, like, what's up? I was talking to them like the whole time, and then I realized later, like probably 2 months ago, that that was a bot um,
Oh no.
that I was talking to.
So Serp had that same issue. He tried to talk to Commander Root for multiple days, and then he realized that it was Commander Root is in fact a Twitch bot. So, and a good one at that. Like not one of those that you don't want. Um,
Yeah,
I,
mine was lurks.
I never understood that either. Like when I first started, I seen that they were in there because I would check chat. I'd see that, but I never thought to like say, "Hey, you lurker, why are you not talking?" I never thought to do that. So, um,
Yeah, I didn't understand that you can't just like call out people that are lurking.
mm.
Like it's mainly you interact with chat. I didn't understand that until I started streaming.
How did you get from the Rainbow Six, which is a highly competitive community? That's a
Mhm,
competitive game. So I came from the Halo community, which
mhm,
is one first and foremost the originators of toxic. They will make fun of your mom. They will go to great lengths to humiliate you. And then at the second time, it's super competitive. Like that's
mhm,
all. The Halo community mainly only cares about winning. If you're not a winner in Halo, you're pretty much nothing. So
mhm,
when I found Battlefront through my love of Star Wars, I think I got super lucky. Did you just stumble upon the Battlefront community, or how did that set up?
I did. So I was finished one of my Rainbow Six streams, like watching someone that I used to watch, and in my recommended, I saw Technobobble actually playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, and I was like, "Hey, I play this game because I played on Xbox since launch." And uh, so I clicked on it, and then I met Techno, and then that night, Techno rated Kylo Marx, and then that's how like that started. I was introduced to this community, and I never went back to the Rainbow Six community.
That's awesome. The
Hmm.
that's it's so funny that you say that because techno is yours and mine was a couple smaller ones, like two or three viewers, and then I made friends with them, and
Hmm.
then I caught them. Like I had sent them a friend request on Twitch, and then it says on the corner who they're watching, and it said that they were watching Serpents, and at the time, Serpents had at max like a really good day was like 25, and so I hop in there, and I'm like hovering around 7 or 8, and like immediately he was just the normal serpents, hey, what's your name? Do you stream? And I was like, yeah, I stream Battlefront, and then that's how it just started. And then that night, um, I did the same thing. I was trying to network, and I caught serpents in Kylo Marx's stream. I was like, oh,
Hmm.
this is where the cool kids are, so I guess that's where I'll be too. And then so Serpents was my first friend in Battlefront, and then Kylo Marx directly after. Now
Hmm.
two teammates and two brothers. So and that was way back in early June, I think. And it doesn't it's so weird that it seems like a lifetime ago, but it wasn't even a year ago.
Yeah.
We're coming up on a year now. He's doing his 11-month streaming celebration right now. So uh now you love Star Wars. What's your first earliest memories of Star Wars?
Oh, my family introduced me to Star Wars way long ago. I was young when we first we started off with obviously the original series and then the prequels. I grew up with the prequels. Um, my family is very big into Star Wars. We have Yoda on top of our Christmas tree. Like it's um we celebrate Star Wars year round. And so I don't know, my earliest memory, it's got to be it's got to be watching the movies with my family. Like that we would watch two things. We would watch Friends together every night, and then we'd watch Star Wars on the weekends, and it was yeah.
Which Star Wars do you remember the most growing up? Because for me, it's a New Hope, but I remember
Mhm.
my earliest memory where I really got into Star Wars was probably the Phantom Menace. But I know I was watching the original trilogy before that. I just my brain just didn't like associate all of it together, I guess, so to
Mhm.
speak. Like I love Star Wars, and then watching A New Hope, and then with the hype around the Phantom Menace as a 9-year-old kid, seeing Darth Maul and Anakin and Jar Jar and everybody on these Pepsi cans because they did the Pepsi had the sponsor for Star Wars, and I was just like that's when it really blew up for me. So is that
Mhm.
where you remember, or was it the OT or the prequel trilogy?
Original trilogy. Empire Strikes Back is has always been my favorite Star Wars movie. That it has the most nostalgia for me. It's my mom's favorite, it's my dad's favorite, and it quickly became my favorite because that's the one that we watched the most.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I just when I'm sick or having a bad day, I turn on Empire Strikes Back, and it's just yeah, it's
So is ESB your favorite?
mhm,
Okay,
yep.
mine's A New Hope always. Like everyone says ESP is the best out of all the movies, but A New Hope, I'm a sucker for origin movies. So when you have to ask me, it's always A New Hope. You get the
Mhm,
first look of Han, the first look of Luke, Darth Vader walks through the Tantive. It's just too good. I think it's the perfect movie. It withstands the test of time. The sets are brilliant. Moss Eisley, the Death Star, the Millennium Falcon, Chewbacca. I mean, I can't
mhm,
get enough of that movie. I just talking about it right now. I just want to like just go watch it. Uh,
mhm,
so back to streaming. So you found techno,
mhm,
and did his streams alone make you convinced like, okay, Battlefront's where I'm streaming, or what
mhm.
was the first time?
Well, I actually didn't plan on, like, continuing streaming. I streamed Rainbow Six Siege like 3 times, and then I was like, "Okay, I'm done." And then, I um, when I found techno, I didn't plan on streaming until February. Like, I had talked about it, I had thought about it, and I wasn't committed until February. Um, uh, Kylo Marks actually kind of pushed that along, because he was talking about how easy it would be to market myself and make emotes, with the name BadMadds. I could make SadMads and MadMads and GladMads emotes.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah. And Kylo is one of the originators, and I urge everyone to stop by a Kylo Mark stream if you haven't, because he has been he's a day one. He's been working hard. He's one of the like he's on the Mount Rushmore of Battlefront. To me, him and Sir for sure. Uh, two class act guys, and they really paved the way for me to have any type of footing in Battlefront. So you got in at February, so you actually got in kind of at the right moment and kind of at the worst moment at the same time, because we had like a couple weeks before that, Epic Games released Battlefront for free, and it blew up the community. We were sitting at around 800 to 1,000 viewers.
Mhm.
Epic comes in, they say, "Hey, here's Battlefront 2 for free," and then now we have a 6,000 to 8,000 community, and then everyone was reaping the rewards from that. And I'm assuming you've seen some of that flow, and then we talked to Heath about it. Now that Epic hype and everything is now trickled away, and as of 2 days ago, there was a total of 79 people on Battlefront at one point. What are your goals as a streamer,
Mhm.
and are those goals now in jeopardy because of the state of Battlefront? And what's the next move?
I mean, I have other games that I got into. I think my actual first stream was SWTOR, and I love that game. It's survived 10 years in December, um, and it still has a following, and I love it so much. I love Battlefront. It's sad that it's going away, but I just discovered mods. So my hype isn't over it.
Yeah.
Because um I played on Xbox for the longest time, and I got it with that wave on Epic Games. Um and so I am still playing with mods. I still love it. It's still fun for me. Obviously it doesn't, with it dying out, it's sad, but I'm fortunate enough that I have these other games that like DBD, and Apex now, that I can fall back on, and I have just as much fun with those.
With I didn't get a P. Well, I've had a PC. I've always streamed
Mhm.
off of a PC, but I always used the capture card for Xbox, because my PC I had an i5 and a GTX 970, and it hated Battlefront 2. It just would not play it. I could play Escape from Tarkov perfect, but I just couldn't play Battlefront 2, so I could never do anything with it. So then I got this uh, awesome piece of technology right beside me in January. And
Mhm.
so Battlefront 2 is still fresh to me too. I still love Battlefront 2. The mods are amazing. The Bad Batch mods right now are probably some of the best mods we've ever gotten. The Revan mods, I love it. I just, as a streamer, as a Star Wars content creator, I still have content. I post those mod videos on the Lore Seeker. But as far as Twitch goes, my personal goals, Battlefront can no longer give me, unfortunately.
Mhm.
So, and you have DBD. I've seen people go to DBD with a community of 10 to 15 and then get to 80 to 100 really quick with hard work and dedication too. DBD has a really good community. um, Sotor is in the middle there, 3 to 500. That's a tough one. But Chimeri's doing it. Chimeri's doing
Mhm.
wonderful work over there.
Yeah.
In Apex, though, that is probably the equivalent of Warzone. I would imagine Apex will be the toughest to get into,
Mhm.
but I think anything can be achieved, especially with what you have going on, what you bring to the table, the support you give, and being one of the top ones to do that in Vaders Fist. So um, is there one, like, if you had to pick one right now, do you think it'd be DBD or SWOTOR?
Um, the problem is I love Star Wars so much, and DVD doesn't give me any of that. I love horror. Don't get me wrong, but I think SWTOR, just because there's so much I don't know about the game yet. It's such a complex game, and there's so much, like, people keep saying, "Oh, I'm bad at SWTOR." You can't be bad at SWTOR. It's literally knowledge. It's
Yeah.
some skill, but it's all knowledge, and I love that aspect to it. And there's just so much that I don't know because I started playing it 3 months ago.
There's so
Um,
many commands. I mean, if you're
mhm.
looking on the screen, every time I go to Kamiri's stream, I'm like, I'm just so like there's so much info coming into my brain with what's going on the screen. There's so much going on. It's not
Yeah.
nothing that Kamiri's doing. It's what the game is showing me. And
Mhm.
if you don't know what you're looking at, it's really tough.
Mhm.
And so what's going on? When I see that, um, for me, it's like, do I have enough time to put into that game? Because everyone's like, hey, play SWTOR, play SWTOR. I'm like, can I realistically play SWTOR for 2 to 3 hours a day and then get good? Because for
Mhm.
me, when I get on SWTOR right now, it takes me 45 minutes of running to even get to where I need to go because I don't know what I'm doing. And all of a sudden, it's like, well, looking at the clock, oh, time to go to work. So then I'm
Yeah.
out. DBD, you just hop right in. Slower queue times, but I mean, it works out.
Yeah. Mhm.
Uh, would you consider yourself a variety streamer with all those games you play?
I
Um,
do, yeah.
do you
Um,
when How do you relate? Say a DBD fan comes in and you're playing DBD, and then you go play SWTOR. Have they ever came back in and then they're like, "Hey, are you going to play DBD again?" How do you have mixed the best of both worlds with that?
there have been some streams where I do switch midstream, just because I'll be playing DBD and the queue times are really slow, or chat is going really fast, and I want to be able to pay attention to chat. And
Highly
um,
important.
I can't play DBD good when I have chat, so I switched to SWTOR, and so far I haven't had any problems. People I've been able to expose people to new games. I think that's great. Um, and the SWTOR community, I just last night I had someone come in to my chat and then show up in game and give me all this stuff. Like, just give me everything. And I had just met them that night. It was great. And then we started talking about DBD, and he was like, "Oh, I also play DBD." So um it's fun being a variety streamer because you can meet people and they also play other games. Like, you can transfer those friendships from just that game to real life because it's
That's a
more
really
than one
good.
game.
That's a perfect way to look at it. I think everyone's end goal is to be a variety streamer, right? You
Mhm.
you have your main game, say it's Battlefront 2, then Resident Evil comes out. You would love to stream Resident Evil and then get your same amount of stats and feedback back for when you play Resident Evil. And I think that's everybody's goal. The guys like Summit and Nick Merckx, they can do that all they want.
Mhm.
For us, it does get a little tough, especially if you're trying to reach that I hate saying it, the partner numbers that you would
Mhm.
like. So when you switch, but it can be done. Variety streaming can be done, and I think you've so far you found a really good mix and growth from it. So that's really good. For me, right now, I'm switching over to Halo, and Halo, it's kind of where Battlefront was a year ago. We're kind of
Mhm.
at a still. We're all waiting for the new game. Unfortunately, we have a new game announced, and it's going to be this winter. But it's a long road to the winter time, so I'm just trying to figure out content before then.
Mhm.
Uh, is there a game on your radar that could be coming out? For me, it was Left 4 Dead 3, but it got delayed. Is there one where you're like, when that comes out, I'm definitely might go all in on that one and see what I got?
A lot. I mean, I'm super excited for that open world Star Wars game that's coming out. Obviously Jedi Fallen Order 2. When Jedi Fallen Order came out, I grinded that hard. I finished the first time on Jedi Master. I finished it in 3 days.
Wow.
And then I went through and did Grandmaster, and I have played it through quite a few times on Xbox. Um I started playing it on PC, but I honestly sometimes I forget I have it just because I've played it so much. But when Jedi Fallen Order 2 comes out, I'm definitely playing that. But the thing with story mode games, and same with Lego Star Wars, the thing with story mode games is you play the story and then that's it for content.
You're done. Yeah, that's it.
Mhm.
And the
Yeah.
other issue too is that I find, especially in Star Wars, a lot of people don't like scary games or they don't want to play scary games. So like Resident Evil, I have found that people can kind of start watching midway through. But if you're a
Mhm.
Star Wars fan and you know you're gonna play Fallen Order and you are 3 hours into the game, they're not gonna click on you because they don't want to be spoiled.
They
So
want
they're
us,
just like,
yeah.
I'm not going to BadMadds stream. She's playing Fallen Order 2. I don't want to go in there. I want to see what happens to Cal myself. I'm getting the game on Friday when I get my paycheck. So that really
Mhm.
does cause an issue there. With the open world Star Wars game, I think there will be story and obviously some really good lore there. But I don't think there's going to be a lot of like spoiler stuff. You know, you can kind of go on your own journey and everybody will have like a unique experience, kind of like a Skyrim or something. That'd be the ultimate goal.
Oh, yes. Star Wars Skyrim. I
Yeah.
played so much Skyrim when I was younger. I still play it sometimes, and that's a hole that I dig. um, when I start playing a new character, I don't stop for a while. But if we got a Star Wars Skyrim, that would be the end of me. That's all I'm playing.
Yeah, because with Fallen Order, it had a point. It's a point A to point B game. You can't go to point C or D. You can only go right where the game wants you to go. With an
Mhm.
open world game, because what to backtrack that with Fallen Order, I got lost in that game. Like nothing outside this room mattered for those 2 days that I had Fallen Order
Mhm.
brand new. All I cared about was the story. I can't. It was like I was watching a movie the entire time because I'm getting new lore. Obviously I just
Yeah.
dig so deep into Star Wars lore, and I was getting all that with Cal, it was perfect to me. So when we get an open world game, I could very well be like, why isn't Serpent's not here? Like, where's Warrior Nerd? I haven't seen him in ages. Well, it's because I'm like literally exploring a Sith temple in this open world game, and I'm not leaving it. I'm having so
Mhm.
much fun. Like that could very well be me.
Oh yeah.
I have to avoid those games. Yeah, Skyrim,
Mhm.
um, Fallout 3, I guess I would consider it like pretty much open world. I got lost in that game. I loved it.
Mhm.
Quite a few open world games. I know Ruthless plays Red Dead. I did play that. And when you start to explore these worlds, it's like you can get away from all the COVID BS and just
Mhm.
get
Yeah.
sucked in and just have a good time. And that's what gaming is all about. And
When
go ahead.
Yeah, when COVID first started, and I was still living in Florida, I was furloughed from Disney, and I had literally nothing to do for 3 months before I moved home.
Mhm.
Um, I got a Switch. I got a Nintendo Switch, and I got the first game I got was Skyrim because I was like, "I know that I can play this game constantly and not get bored." Um,
Did you
and then
did
I
you play Zelda on Switch? Because that's pretty good too. I know it's kind of it's an A to B game, but you can still explore the world at its finest.
I haven't yet. I have it. I have Breath of the Wild and I also have Link's Awakening, and I haven't played either of those yet.
Yeah, see, I'm behind too because that's one of those games where I'm like, man, I just don't have time. Like,
Mhm.
um,
Exactly.
yeah, I
And
already
when
took
I
a
when
bit
I
of
get into a
time.
game, I want to be able to give all of myself to it.
Yeah, the I've been doing the episodic type experience on YouTube. I'm only doing like 1 hour segments of Resident Evil, and it's killing me. Like,
Mm,
okay, I have to end the stream here, even though I want to just keep exploring this awesome world. And but it's almost like a movie. It's like like Netflix. They drop the whole TV show at once. I don't
mhm.
like that concept. I
Oh.
do binge watch it when it happens,
Mhm.
but when I was watching Game of Thrones, every Sunday was like a Super Bowl for me. The whole day I
Mhm.
woke up, oh, it's
Oh
Game of
yeah.
Thrones day.
Me too, me too.
Nothing else matters. Like I
Mhm.
make sure work is like everything's cleared off the table.
Mhm.
30 minutes beforehand, I got my drinks, everything's ready to go. My TV's on, I'm refreshing, the internet check is all good. Game of Thrones is all that matters. And
Mhm.
it's the same with this Resident Evil. Like I'm just excited every single night I get to go and just play another episode. And I'm like, I'm getting disappointed because I know the season finale is coming. So
Mm.
it's a disappointment. Let me bring up Serp has kind of like a layout that he wants to do here
Mm.
with some of these questions. When did you start streaming? We already got that answered. The games. Oh, your favorite movie is Saving Mr. Banks. Why is that your favorite movie?
I'm a huge Disney nerd, and I am going to school for 3D animation so that I can hopefully one day work for Disney Animation or Pixar, um, or Lucasfilm, LucasArts. And so Saving Mr. Banks, it shows the production of one of my favorite movies. I grew up watching Mary Poppins. I literally had it on repeat.
Mary
I
Poppins.
love Mary Poppins.
Have being in Florida,
Mhm.
I'm assuming you go to Disney all you can, right?
Oh yeah.
You okay? Yeah,
Mhm.
Disney is without a doubt my favorite place in the world. I've been 5 times now, and it just keeps getting better. I've what's that episode? It's on Disney Plus. It's Disney's Imagineering. I love
Mm.
that show. It's just amazing. I love getting behind the scenes.
Mhm.
It's I would even go like we went to the Walt Disney Museum that
Yeah.
they had in Hollywood Studios. And there, what disappoints me is, which I get, everybody wants to go to the rides and the Tower of Terror and stuff, but it was a 2 minute wait to get in the museum and then an hour wait for
Oh.
everything else. I'm like,
Mhm.
this is disrespectful. Like, there's
Yeah.
legit props as Walt Disney has touched these things. Like, I just
Mhm.
want to that's the me that's me exploring the Civ Temple. That's where I want to go. I want to go get to the lore and the artifacts.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I love that stuff. I grew up in California. This is where I'm living right now. Um, I so I grew up going to Disneyland, and that's where the magic is. And so I knew when I graduated high school, I wanted to move to Florida and work at Disney World.
Mhm.
Um, and everyone says a lot of people think that the magic is just going to go away once you're a cast member and you see the backstage, but honestly, it you see the magic differently. You don't see it. Disney magic for me has changed because I was a cast member. Instead of being Disney, now it's creating magic for the guests, and seeing the magic on other people's faces, and being able to um, help create that. And some of my favorite memories from being a cast member is the magic that I was able to create for guests, um, rather than me going into the parks.
When I was in the military, there we had a set of twins that were in my unit, and they actually left my unit because they both joined the college internship thing where
Disney
they
College
go,
Program.
yeah, the Disney College
Mhm.
program, and
Mhm.
they left. And I was like, man, like they're my brothers, right? Or they're in my squad and everything. I was kind of like disappointed. I'm like, man, they're gonna go do that and everything, but I was so happy for them because within weeks they were saying like, this is awesome. Like you
Mhm.
guys just don't understand being like working for Disney, the happiest place on earth. I mean, can it be some bad days when you're waiting in line and it's hot outside? Yeah, but when you get to the inner core of what Disney's made for, I just can't get
Exactly.
enough of it.
Exactly. Mhm.
Is there when you walk Disneyland, can you is there like a different vibe because Walt Disney himself walked there?
Definitely. I just walking down Main Street, I have like this feeling and I get giddy. Um, Disney World, um, he unfortunately never got to like actually physically walk there. But like there's still magic to it. Obviously walking through the tunnels is not much magic, just smells like garbage, but but it's everything Disney is magic. Most of my room is Disney, Disney and Star Wars. Like yeah, it means so much to me.
What's your go? Have you you've been to World too, haven't you?
Mhm.
Okay,
That's where I worked. Mhm.
okay, okay. What is your favorite ride at Disney World?
Disney World Rise of the Resistance.
Okay.
That ride is unmatched, in my opinion. Holy moly, it was so good. I have never ridden a ride like that. I was I sadly only got to ride it once, because most of the time that I worked there, we were blocked out of Hollywood Studios. So I only got to go to Galaxy's Edge a few times.
Mhm.
Um, but it when I rode Rise, it was just, yeah, life changing.
My favorite is I can ride it. Every time I go, I try to ride it 3 or 4 times. Is the Haunted Mansion. Yeah, to me, it's the perfect ride. It has everything I think he wanted in a design and ride. It's got the effects, the vibes of like it's scary in quotations, but it's got that Disney vibes. There's a few comedy moments in it, and it's just got the looks of like what I think a Disney Halloween cartoon would be. I just can't get enough. I just want to go ride it right now. I'm disappointed that because of COVID restrictions, that a lot of that ride is mainly waiting in line,
Yeah.
and you don't wait in line anymore. You just kind of do a queue, set up the 6 foot distance, and you just get right onto the ride. The room that goes down and it looks like it's being stretched out is now
Yeah.
closed, and I'm like, gosh,
Yeah.
that's one of the best parts.
You're gonna flip. But when I worked there, I won a backstage tour of Haunted Mansion. And that was amazing. I learned so much about the history and everything. And I actually there was a part where we got to be one of the dining room ghosts, and they
Oh,
showed us how it worked, and we got to like stand there next to them. It was so cool.
that is yeah, the podcast is over now, so we're gonna like that would be that is something like yeah, to get the back scene of how it's done and stuff. Like it doesn't even ruin the magic for me. Like I want to know how it's done. Like every time you pass that
Exactly.
little area where you see the ghosts and they're in the dining room and then there's some in the chandeliers and they're just going. That's one of
Mhm.
the best parts. And I'm always like, how the heck do they do this? And they do express that a little bit in Imagineering, but not
Mhm.
to the fullest extent, like what you probably got to see when you were back.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
it seems as his SERP is almost done, so he'll be here very, very shortly. It says that we're about to get rated in the chat.
Oh goodness.
Um, so when he gets in here, we'll make fun of him for the rest of the podcast.
Oh, of course.
Let's see. What is your favorite part about streaming? Is the next question.
Honestly, the community. I was fortunate enough to be a member of the community before I started streaming. And I have made so many friends. I say this um, pretty often, but I when I graduated high school, I immediately moved to Florida, and so all of my high school friends, I kind of lost touch with, unfortunately. And then when I had to move back because of COVID, I kind of lost touch with a lot of my Florida friends. So I was kind of here, and I didn't have much. It was just school and work. And then when I found Twitch and I met all of you, like you became my friends. And now, like, I don't know, it changed my life. I have people that I can message in the middle of the night and they're there for me. Like I
They
have people that'll
fully
have my
trust,
back.
right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So when I have an issue, like say something happens, here's a good example. My dog just so he had. I mean, it's nothing crazy. He had a hotspot problem, and okay, normally hotspot you go to PetSmart, you get the spray it on the hotspot. Wake up the next day, they're you're good to go. Well, he got really bad, and the first people I thought to share that with was the community.
Yeah, I
And
agree. I agree. Yeah,
Oh,
same. Yeah, I agree. I'm just
this nerd.
look who
Hey man,
decided to show up.
listen,
welcome to the
okay? Listen, you
podcast.
weren't going through what I had to go through, okay?
This is episode 2 of Streamer Spotlight. Myself and BadMadds, and the Streamer Spotlight is Serpents. Welcome to the stream, man.
Hello, how are you guys doing today? It's been so long. I was supposed to be here. I think I'm pretty much on time. Listen, I couldn't control it, okay? It was a lot of stuff going on at once. I
I
couldn't.
did defend you. You had a whole ship full of loot, like some of the
That was
most
a lot
I've
of
ever
loot.
seen.
It was 500,000. What did you want me to do? Just toss it in the water? You know that. Come
You
on.
take the most precious artifact on that ship, and then you get the rowboat, and you just
That
go to
would have
work.
taken longer. That would have taken longer.
So
But I'm here now, and I think that's all that matters.
We
So
didn't get to watch the end of the stream. Did you accomplish the mission?
yeah, and we sunk an extra ship too.
Wow.
Hey, we still made 500,000, sunk an extra ship while we were there. So
You're a pirate, matey.
something like that. No, I'm just kidding. Happy to be here. So how's it going? How's it been? Just kidding.
We're just kind of chilling now. We've almost answered all the questions that you have in the streamer spotlight setup. We're just talking about community, man, and how a lot of times when an issue arises, whether it be your personal life, work, streaming, you don't confine in an IRL buddy. You start confining in members of the community. And it goes to show you how well everything's working and meshing and how awesome this community already is. Because if you have a problem, you're like, I'd just rather just message the group chat and into the boys or the girls or whatever. And it just always works out. So with Bads, with streaming in the community, and I'm sure you never thought like, this is never gonna, did you ever think it was gonna get to this point where the community was going to be so amazing, or like what was your first impressions with Twitch?
Well, the first person that I actually became good friends with was Techno. He and I were best friends. I love that guy. He welcomed me into his stream with open arms and welcomed me, period. And he was one of the nicest people I have ever met in my entire life. And so he's kind of a reflection of the community. There are so many nice people in this community that I mean, I'm from a small town, cowboys and yeehaws, and people here aren't like this.
Yeah, I'm from a backwater part of Kentucky, so it happens all the time. Do you wear shoes while you stream? Well,
I'm from kind of the outside too, from Miami, Florida.
Yeah,
definitely. I can relate. No, just kidding.
So, sir, what did you have questions or I know because you normally have a set of questions. I've already asked them. We were talking about Disney.
Jeez, I don't want to keep asking questions that you guys already spoke about it, but I mean, a lot of them was things that I asked in the prior to the actual like interview for itself on like to post on Discord. And Mads and I have spoken a lot over the past specifically like few months off stream as well. But I guess my main thing for you would be, I mean, I did want to know, and you kind of touched on this a little bit, like during when I asked you those questions via messages. But my main thing is what kind of inspired you to start streaming? What was your main motivation to start streaming? What did you discovered only 3 months ago, like 2 to 3 months ago, and you've already like Warrior and I will say this, like, and it's okay to say it, like what you've accomplished in 2 to 3 months probably took 7-8 months, for me to accomplish. And it's beautiful to see because you've done already so much in such little time, and you're so active within the community. You've developed so many friendships and bonds throughout the community. And you've become not only just a member of Vaders Fist, but a role model and like one of the people look up to. So my biggest question is for you: what inspired you? What wanted you to start, and what kept you going with it as well to start? Because it's one thing to start streaming, but it's another thing to, have the mentality to want to stream every day and to press the live button every day. Because some people will get too low on like some say they had a bad stream and they don't want to stream for a week or something like that. But what keeps you going and what inspired you to start streaming?
It's literally this community. It's everyone I've met, my friends, my family. Like I'm just constantly blown away by the people and in this community, and they're the ones who got me to start streaming. They're the ones who keep me streaming. I stream so that I can interact with these people. Sure, I play games. I can play games off stream, but interacting with chat and interacting with my friends is what keeps me streaming.
Yeah, and that's a good. When I'm doing this Resident Evil, it's like, could I do that off stream 100%? And would it be fun? Probably so. But whenever I get a jump scare and I can look over and they're all laughing, or they're like, dude, that got me too, or whatever, there's a connection being made there that goes far beyond anything else. And you can't explain that to people that don't really understand the Twitch. They're like, you just got to do it, because we can't explain it to you that it's part of the community and just hanging out, having a good time. and that's why I love streaming. So the fact that that's your answer, and you nailed it. That's exactly why. Just hanging out with people and just having a good time.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that inspired me to start streaming, I think, sir, you've said this. I had constantly been thinking about streaming, and someone said, like, if you're thinking about streaming, just do it. Just press the live button, and that's what I did, and I love it.
Yeah, because a lot of people think that you need to have like a fancy setup, that you need to have like a lot of production value to start, or you need like a fancy schmancy PC, when you really don't. Because I started streaming off of a clunky TV that was like this big. I streamed from my Xbox app. Warrior was there for my old streams. You could ask him. It looked horrible. It looked like I streamed off my microwave, but I had fun, and people came by because they had a fun time. And it would be funny because we would make jokes. It would be like, well, I would stream for like 3 hours, and if I hit that, it was always around that 4 hour mark that the stream would just crash because my internet was like a 1.2 upload speed. It was horrible. And people would make jokes, like, it was like the two people that I hung out with every day. They would make jokes like, oh my gosh, we lasted more than 3 hours. Like, we have to celebrate. But you don't need a fancy production value. You don't need a fancy, setup or anything like that. I was able, and Warrior and I were, Chronic and Boba, we were all fortunate enough to say this, but everything that we've invested from streaming, we put back into the stream because it is our life, and it's what we love so much. But you don't need anything crazy to start off with. As long as you have a passion for something that you do, the rest of the pieces will figure out by its own. I'm going to be so honest with you. Like, and I never told anyone this. From the months of May to June, I wasn't really employed. I left. I was in a situation where I wasn't employed, and I did freaking DoorDash deliveries, which isn't really anything crazy, And I remember I would take a day off from stream. I would stream, and I would take the next day off, and I remember I would go do DoorDash deliveries for 12 hours, like literally 12 hours, just so I could make enough money to purchase a Blue Yeti microphone and to invest into an iMac. And I worked so hard to be able to do that. And I didn't care how it was done. I just knew I had to do it. And then I was fortunate enough then, obviously, for streaming to become full time. And I started doing a lot more. But as long as you have the passion for it and you love it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. When I started, I didn't have a face cam. I didn't have this microphone. I was streaming from this thing. And
I was streaming from my headset too.
We all were at one point.
But I set community goals to get this mic and the face cam, and the community is what helped me get to where I am.
Yeah, that's perfect. It's everything. So I have a job, right? So that pays the bills, that pays for food, that pays for everything. When I get a Twitch payout from being an affiliate, I feel obligated to take pretty much all that into get this microphone, add parts to the computer, get artwork for the channel, and then anything that's left either gets recycled into whatever's next or giveaways. We've done so many giveaways, even for ITH, and I do that because the community is just insanely generous, and even when we had that charity stream, we go 1,000. That's probably a reasonable goal. No, here's 6,000. And Bad, you were one of the main reasons why it gets the 6,000. Your mom. So
yeah, it was on there the entire day, and the next day too. All you saw at the top was top donator, your mom.
St. Jude comes in a Go Getter Greg's chat. Oh, that's a cool stream. What? Your mom up there? That's what they see.
Yeah, St. Jude came by Greg's chat, and they literally looked up. Probably like, well, it was fun being here.
I feel terrible about that.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
No, you don't. I do. I did not know that it was going to stay up there the entire freaking charity stream.
If you go back from the link, it literally will have it highlighted. Top donator, it's like sprinkled stars. It's like your mom, like
your mom, top dono. Yeah. And I think other people like donated that much, but you did it all in one big chunk, so it just stayed on top of the leaderboard. It was perfect.
Yeah.
St. Jude, they sent us a thank you message on social media. It was perfect. Like, we did everything was amazing. What you did was amazing, and it was funny. It was good content. So we're just messing. That just shows you your generosity and hanging out in the streams and everything you've done is now paying dividends, so to speak, business in adult terms, paying dividends for your personal stream because people want to be a part of that energy that you're giving around. And Heath is doing it. Our next few guests, they're also doing it. The next week's guests and everything. And you guys are setting the example for exactly where we want everything to go. Because I mean, we're still in the baby stage. We're still just getting started. We can only go up from here. And with people like you pioneering the way, it should all work out in the end with hard work. Bueller?
Thank you so much.
Sir, what else you got for us, sir? What else you got?
Yeah, okay. All right, put me on the spot because I'm so late, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna continue to do that. So like, just to fill you in, we have your streamer spotlight. We've set all that up. We've gone through everything, favorite movie, all that good stuff. I guess really, Bads, do you have it? What's your plans?
That's
like
what I was gonna ask. Yeah, what are your future plans for streaming? Maybe
so
streaming or outside of streaming.
What's your next big milestone that you're looking for, and then goals for the future?
Well, I mean, moving back to Florida is all I can really think about right now. In July, I'm moving back to Florida and getting back to Disney. I'm taking some time off school and hopefully transferring to UCF and doing the Disney Aspire program. And so,
dream. It's awesome.
Yeah. As far as streaming goes, I mean, if I could be full-time streamer, that would be awesome. With Disney Aspire, I would need to have some kind of job under Disney, but like seasonal, you can pick up shifts whenever. Like, I don't know, I love being a Disney cast member and I miss it so much, being able to create magic for families, and so I'm super excited to get back to that, and I never want to give that up.
Yeah,
that's that's a noble thing to the Disney, the you wanting to give people the magic that you so dearly love. That's really cool. And then being a full-time streamer is, I would hope, is everyone in Vaders Fist, like either whether you're having fun streaming or just trying to chill, that should be one of your goals. Being a full-time streamer, or I like to just say being a content creator, a full-time content creator, whether that be on TikTok or YouTube, streaming. It's all one and the same. It all builds it as your brand, your personal BadMadds brand. What's your next milestone in content creating?
Well, I mean, 3 months is coming up. I just hit 500. So that's crazy. I just had my 12-hour stream. That killed me, but I loved it. It was so much fun. I mean, 1,000 followers. Another 12-hour. I want to start. I think cosplaying would be fun.
What would you cosplay at?
I don't know. I have to brainstorm that still, but I think it would be fun. It's something that I used to do.
Do Star Wars, or would you maybe do like horror, like for DVD type stuff?
Oh,
actually
DVD cosplay would be so much
Where
fun.
you have all these ideas all the time. You don't even like think about it half the time. But like you realize, like we're like talking like the other night till like 5 a.m. and like we're just like, I'm just hanging out, like we're just having a regular conversation. He's like, you should do this, and like I literally, my mind exploded for like 2 hours straight. I was like, he doesn't even think about it, but his ideas, like it could really light up an entire room. I'm not trying to get on his good side or anything for being late, but
trying to suck up.
Yeah.
I have. We should be ending right now, but I can give you us 5 more minutes. Is it BadMadds? Is there anything you want to share with the community at whole? Do you have something planned that you want to announce, or you have a new logo that you sent?
I do.
I can, while you're talking, I can start bringing that up to show people.
Yeah, I worked on this new logo just because I needed something different other than my face on Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, I like that. I like that you did
every
that.
time though. It's funny.
I'll keep the emote.
It's actually kind of. Wait, can I share it? Or am I going to share it? Okay, it's actually kind of crazy because you got. Okay, it's so cool to me because you got inspired by the Jedi Order symbol. But that's actually how the Godo symbol was inspired as well. If you look at the middle, this right here, this was actually going to be originally the Goto symbol. This was actually going to be the Goto, logo. This middle here, we're going to take the middle and make it like, mesh it and make it our own. But we actually then instead got the Temple Guard, logo and kind of mesh it together. But I really, really like it. Yeah, the Jedi Order symbol representing Star Wars and the axes.
Yeah, that's my my Viking side.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
I love it.
Perfect. We were just talking. So we were talking about that before we hit the live button. She's really into mythology. And that is perfect. That's now cool. It all makes sense. And that's why the logos are so cool. Like if you bring Serp's logo up, there's little things. So like, okay, for here, best example, Inside the Holocron. Most people just see Inside the Holocron, but you have things from Ahsoka, Anakin, and Revan, all of our favorite parts of Star Wars in the logo. Like
we planned that out really accordingly.
And that's what makes the logo so cool. And yours with the Viking axes, and unless someone really truly knows and talks to you, they would just see a logo. But now your community will see like it's actually much more than that, and that's really cool. I dig.
Yeah, we all have something, which is really nice.
Yeah, I'm Norwegian. I used to live in Sweden, and so my Scandinavian heritage is like really important to me. And so I got really into Vikings when I was little. And so ever since then, it's been growing and growing and growing. And I wanna be able to play Valhalla on stream so bad, but my PC just won't allow it.
Well, that one day, you'll do it. You will rise again like like they do in Norse mythology. One of my favorite parts, it has nothing to do with Norse mythology, but it's from Vikings, is when Ragnar says Odin gave his eye for knowledge. I would give so much more, and that's stuck with me so much. Like he was willing to go, this dude gave his eye for knowledge, and then Ragnar was just like, I would give so much more. And then if you watch the show, obviously it's an amazing show. It gives so much more. And so little quotes like that, mythology. I mean, we're gonna have to bring you on again because we could talk about this all the time. And I try to talk to Service about this, and we always start talking about it at the end. Star Wars is centered around Joseph Scott Campbell's The Power of the Myth. And if you think I'm BSing with people, I literally keep it beside my desk as a way to stay motivated. So if you haven't read it, The Power of Myth, this is old. This is an original copy. Okay. So you just go after it. And that's how George Lucas made these heroes and characters. And The Power of Myth is shown through Norse mythology, through Egyptian mythology, and the hero's journey is what the Skywalker is literally centered around. So when you dive into it, your Norse mythology it's a lot closer to Star Wars than you really think. So, and people don't realize that when they love something, whether it be something new like Marvel, it all stems around the hero's journey. So you might like Star Wars, you might like Marvel, or you might not even care about this nerd stuff, but you might be like, I'm cool. I like just Egyptian stuff.
Nerd stuff.
You're actually a lot closer to us than you think. So that's awesome. I dig it. I'm like, we got to bring you on. We'll just talk about Norse mythology.
We'll have like Inside the Mythological or something. I don't know. We'll have like our own separate YouTube channel. It's just strictly, like for mythology.
I'm going to do a full breakdown on the Power of Myth one day because I think it's something as a Star Wars fan. I think it's the normal. Everyone keeps asking, what Star Wars book should I read? Have you read The Power of Myth by Joseph Campbell? Because it's probably where you should start. And I promise it'll just open your mind up. You'll start seeing things, and when you watch the movies, just a little bit more as well. It's awesome.
Say it again. What is it called? The Power of Myth?
Power of Myth. Yes.
All right. I'm going to just kind of write it down. Who is it by?
Joseph Campbell. So one more time. The Power of Myth by Joseph Campbell. It was made like long ago. It's George Lucas's favorite book. So, I mean, that should be a true testament. I'm into Star Wars and Norse mythology, but more mythology, honestly. Yeah, the mythology is where it's at. Who's your favorite? Can you pinpoint a favorite part of mythology, like a Norse god or anything like that? Don't say Loki.
I mean, Thor. Disregarding Marvel completely, Thor is my uncle's name is Thor. My
That's so cool.
mom's maiden name is Erickson. Like I have Thor's hammer around my neck. Like Thor, and yeah, just his whole story. I love it so much.
Now that I think about it, does Serp look like he could be in Vikings? He kind of looks like Bjorn.
Yeah, if he grew out the top a
Yeah,
little bit
for
more.
sure. So, Serps, you whenever she does her cosplay, if she decides mythology, y'all do dual stream, and you're gonna be Bjorn from Vikings. That'd be perfect.
All right, thanks for signing me up. I mean, you guys don't know me. Like a long time ago, I used to have a mohawk. So I'll find.
Not. Oh my
You
gosh.
didn't know that?
Pictures.
I used to have a pixie cut.
I had a mohawk.
Wow.
I used to have like
Wow.
make a
shorter
little-
than Serps.
Ellie, that's crazy.
Wow. A mohawk. Wow. I have to.
I'll be messaging you after.
Are you doing this in the picture too?
I'm kidding, right? No, you think I'm kidding.
Yeah, boy.
I'll show you.
Okay. Guys, I really do. I got to. It's unfortunate. I do have to get to work. It pays most of the bills right now. BadMadds, thanks for joining us. Greatly appreciate that. Sir, where are you going to be at next, sir?
Tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. We'll play some more CFDs. We're gonna have a lot of fun tomorrow. So I'm gonna let chat in the community decide what we're gonna, because we've made a lot today. So I'm gonna let them decide. Everyone decide what we're gonna get next. So and you,
I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow, same time as always, 3 beyond Halo. So if you play Halo, join me. Right. And BadMadds, when are you back to the Twitch?
Tonight, at 8:30 p.m.
So like in an hour and 22
hour and
minutes.
a half.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so yeah, guys, tonight it's streamer spotlight. We've shown her support on the podcast. Show her support in her streams. She's obviously an amazing streamer, super generous with not only her pocketbook throughout the community, donating your mom, all the good stuff, but she's just super generous with her time as well. Because I guarantee you, if a Vaders Fist is streaming and you look at the chat, normally she's at least given an alert. So take her work ethic and apply it to yourself, and I promise you good things will happen. Other than that, guys, may the force be with you always.